Hey guys, today I'm going to be replacing the trimmer line in my steel weed whacker. The trimmer line that I have here is 0.095 inch or 2.4 millimeter. I can pick it up at a local hardware store. I think you can buy it in bulk on Amazon. That might be a good option there if you're going to be going through a lot of this stuff. The trimmer that I'm using is a FS56RC. And of course it's a steel weed whacker. So I've obviously run out of trimmer line here, just a little piece hanging off here. So in order to add the new stuff, what you got to do is remove the old one. So there's a spot here that you can push in, and there's a spot on this side that you can push in, and then as you're pushing them in, you pull down on the bottom mechanism and it all comes off. So while you've got this apart, it's a good idea to clean it out. So next you just going to remove the old string. And then take a piece of the new stuff and stretch it out to several feet. So 6 feet, 12 feet. So at 12 feet, I'll give it a cut. And then I want to get the exact same length. So put those together. Basically, you're going to have two pieces that are the exact same length that are about, I'm going to use 12 feet here just to start. And it might take less, it might take more. So there you go, those are cut. Both at 12 feet. Alright, so now that you got your two pieces of 12-foot string, next step is to put it into the spool. So on the spool, you notice that there are holes and then little gouges here, little grooves. So basically you just put the string into one of those holes and then guide it down through to the bottom, because you can see how that's directed downwards. On the other side there's some that's directed upwards. So make sure it's in really tight and then pull it very tight at first to get this in flush here, because if that sticks out like that, you're not going to get it put back up inside of the trimmer. Pull it tight. There we go. And you want to leave about 8 inches or so. And then hold that with one hand. And then you're going to want to do the same thing on the exact opposite side of where you started. So I want to start over here. Put that in place really tight. And then again, do the same thing. First one tight. And then the string goes in the same direction. It winds in the same direction, because as it's turning, when it comes out, it only turns in one direction obviously, so they both will feed each side of the trimmer head at the same time when you need extra string. Alright, so what you should end up with is something like this. So now your next goal is to try to put this up inside without letting go of it, because the moment you let go of it, it's all going to unravel and then you'll have to start that all over again. So to put this up inside, keep a hold of it, and then there's a spring inside here, sorry, in here, that you're going to use to your advantage to hold it in place. So there's grooves cut into the head that you're going to put the strings in through, like this. And once it's in through, sometimes it feels like you need 3 or 4 hands to do this. So that one is in, and then turn it around to the other side and push up on the spring So keep the spring in tight, and then you're going to put your head on the cover. So while keeping it tight with one hand underneath, and put the cover on. You can keep it tight. You might have to pull on the extremities to keep it tight, and then once it snaps in place, you can let go. So there you have it. So while you have the you're down here, you might as well clean out some of the grass, especially along this metal piece here, which is actually a cutter for the string, so that doesn't get too long. Alright, so let's get this started and make sure that it works. So for this for this model here, to push out new string, you just simply tap it on the ground, and as you tap it on the ground, it'll turn inside as it's spinning, and more thread will be released. So before you start up your trimmer, cut off the excess line. So that when you start it up, it has doesn't have too much line, because then it will be flying all over the place, and it'll even be too long to cut because it'll be hitting the guard before it actually hits the cutter. So now that the line is trimmed up pretty good, we'll get that started, and as soon as you start it, it'll start to spin the head right away, because when you start this up, your choke is going to be turned on, which will push excess gas into the cylinders, which will then spin the head. So put your choke on, give it a couple of pumps right here, and then give it a couple of pulls. So there you have it, guys. That's how you change the line in your steel weed whacker. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see what else I'm up to, check out what else is on my channel.